Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This series is a heartfelt one. Like, we're currently in a season of figuring things out. Like, the last 3 years have been wild. A lot of new confrontations, a lot of new situations, a lot of new adapting, and we had to face so much things in a short amount of time. We had to adapt to new realities and also realized how precious life is and how uncertain it is at the same time. I feel like that this season, this time we're in right now, is the aftermath of all the years before. All the things we went through, basically. And of course, everyone went through different circumstances. Not everyone experienced the same situation. For one, it was like way more intense than for the other. But in general, we all kind of felt a similar way or thought similar thoughts. The aftermath of everything came to a point where we feel like life doesn't make sense. Some are still in this wilderness where life doesn't really make sense and where you get confronted with struggles, heaviness, burdens, pain, and worry. Why? We ask ourselves. Others who are almost out of this wilderness are now in a season of self-discovery. What is the meaning of my life? What am I meant to be doing here on planet Earth? What is my purpose in life in general? Those are questions that they either never dare to reflect on or simply, I don't know how this happened, but as I was recording, somehow I kind of went on slow-mo, and that's why the audio will kind of sound odd right now, because I had to speed it up. They thought it's not relevant because they're here to live life and, you know, YOLO. And they are here for no reason at all. But let me tell you up front, I know this will make some of you feel uncomfortable, pretty uncomfortable actually, but you are here for a reason. You're not random. You are not a mistake. And I know for some who came on planet Earth knowing that in the childhood their parents actually didn't want to have you and you were a mistake. You are not a mistake. Let me tell you this, you're not a mistake. You are here for a reason, otherwise you wouldn't be here. You're not just here to live life on your own terms and only to selfishly think about you. You're here for a reason, to impact other people, whether it's in a small community or in a bigger community. You are here to make a difference in the world, but you have lost yourself on the way to finding out what you're meant to be doing. Oh, yeah, you can reject all of this, all of everything I just said and what resonated in you, but you will run and try to fill a void. You will feel and fill a void in your life. You can't run from this. I feel like God has put this in each and every single one of us. This desire to find out who we are and what we're meant to be doing on Earth. For some, this might be in a very early stage. You know, when you're young, trying to figure yourself out, trying to understand who you are, where you're coming from. For others, it will be mid-adulthood, when they're already in their 40s, or when they already have children, when they're just like actual adults. And for others at the same time, it could be that they only find out who they are and what they're meant to be doing at an older age. But fact is, this desire, and it creeps up as God sees fit in your life and your timing, because everyone has a different timing. For some, it will be in the beginning, for others it will be in the end, for some it will be in the middle. So let me start our series with the first topic. How are you doing? And share some tips on self-reflection. This whole purpose-finding thing, this whole journey cannot be discussed in one video, in one session, in one aha moment, in one enlightenment. It takes us to get back to the basics. The basics meaning, how are you feeling? Simple as that, but also not. Basic question. I know, but at the same time also pretty deep. Why? Because we became so superficial with ourselves, to each other, that we don't ask ourselves this pretty basic and profound question: how are you doing? We became so superficial and rational, detached to ourselves, to our inner world, to our emotional state, to our emotional being, to our spirit. We don't know how we're doing, but going through a emotional roller coaster without knowing which ride we stood in line for. Knowing we are in the Scream. I don't know if you know the Scream, but I don't know if it's a international roller coaster ride, but the Scream is like in Germany in this theme park fair, I don't know. And it's just like one of the scariest. And as the name already says, the Scream. So it's basically, you know, you just go up, 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 up until you hit the peak, and then you just fall. And that's a Scream. So pretty scary, and your girl is not going on roller coasters because I'm not doing this shit. I'm just not doing this. I don't trust these things. Like, I don't care how many times people haven't like not, it's just a no for me. Everything, you know, you didn't know that you stood in line for the Scream, and everything in your life seems pretty scary. So not knowing we are in the Scream, and everything just feels scary at the moment. We don't know what's happening in our lives. Everything seems weird, everything seems fragile, everything seems uncertain. Nothing goes smoothly. You're happy in one moment, and shortly after something bad happens. Who can relate to this? But I rebuke it, because this is a lie. And this is not how life is supposed to be. That something great happens to you in one moment and shortly after something bad. No. Rebuke it. So you walk through life tensed and anxious. But here's the thing, and you might not even know it. We're so used to be on autopilot all the damn time, as we always need to function. Feeling bad, oh well, but work is calling. Oh well, feeling bad, but school is calling. Oh well, feeling bad, but uni is calling. Oh well, feeling bad, but parenthood is calling. So you're so used to swallow everything that you're feeling, your emotions, your hurt, your pain. Only after a hot while, one thing happens, and it might be pretty random. So insecure, this moment can be so random and insecure, but everything just comes out. You will just blow up. Why? Because you didn't realize that you're a walking volcano, basically. So ask yourself today, how am I doing? How am I feeling? How am I? Please sit with it. Don't run from it. Don't distract yourself from it. Face your current reality. Face your current emotional state. If you're running from this, you're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. As you know you're not doing well and you're trying to distract yourself from it, stop lying. Confront yourself. Why are you feeling this way? Deal with how you're feeling right now and stop lying to yourself. This is the message. Get this. If you haven't really watched until here and you really didn't comprehend, get this from me. Stop lying to yourself. So let me share some tips on self-reflection. Journaling. I always encourage people to journal. So important. Whether it's for this moment, as you're asking yourself how you're doing, that you're journaling, or as a form of starting to document your life from now on. Journal. This really helps with self-reflection because you're documenting what you're feeling, what you're going through, what you're experiencing, what you're thinking, what has happened to you, your current goals, just everything. Document it. I made a story yesterday on Instagram and I was like, I would be so upset knowing that I had so significant years in the past and I didn't document it. So I cannot, like, now as future me, future Martina, wants to go back to see what I went through, can't because I didn't document it. Like, nah. I need those things. Things have to be tangible. I have to see a red line, because life really just gets messy, especially if you're in the wilderness. And you just need this kind of red line to see, okay, so this was where I was a year ago, and now this is where I am at. Man, I came a long way. Look at the way that I even wrote. I kind of wrote a weird way, and now I grew, I developed myself. Now I just have to smirk on the way that I was thinking, the way I was seeing the world. Give yourself 5 minutes in the morning without going on your phone. If you go on your phone, it will just mess it up. Give yourself 5 minutes in the morning when you first wake up and you're basically sober, to let your thoughts run. The first thoughts, maybe even thinking about the dream you just had, to soberly just think about it and allow yourself to have a clear mind. First things first in the morning. Sit there for 5 minutes, start with 5. And then if you're trained, go up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sit there, look into nothing. Look at your wall, look at your watch, look at something, but just let these thoughts run before you go on your phone. If you go on your phone, you're already confronted with bullshit of other people's lives. And you don't need that, because you need to figure your own life out. Another tip, go on a reflection walk. I call these walks prayer walks. It is really like the most precious thing if I go on when I go on prayer walks, because I either listen to music that calms me down or I don't. And, you know, I just talk to God. I walk and share my thoughts, share my feelings, feel what I'm feeling, and just exchange it with God and tell him what I'm currently going through. Maybe even talk about like daily stuff in life, you know. I don't know, I mean, you know, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of things that are just running through your mind, and you're just, you know, letting it out. You don't have to talk out loudly, because I know from the outside it might look weird, and that's why I'm always like, my mind is like talking the whole time to God, and there's this connection. But of course, if you don't believe, go on this reflective walk and listen to some music, maybe don't. Get in tune with yourself to know and feel how you're doing, how you're feeling, and just plug out of life for a second. Start with you. I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to go on a walk because it's cringe. Everything in life makes you feel uncomfortable, but if you need certain things, try it out and go out of your comfort zone. You will not grow if you don't go out of your comfort zone. Even journaling might be out of your comfort zone. Do it. Not going on your phone first things first in the morning is out of your comfort zone. Do it. If you want to grow, you have to do things like this. And the last tip, guys, choose a day in the week where you know, okay, this is my reflective day. I'll just, you know, schedule a few hours to reflect on my week, to reflect on my life, my finances, just everything, you know, in a few hours. It's like you have a weekly meeting with yourself to know how you're doing right now in life. So I hope that this video has helped you, and I hope that you like the start of this series, because it's going to be a long and intense one, and I know God just put it so big on my spirit to talk about it. I'm big on self-discovery, because to be honest, I'm discovering myself day by day, and it's not easy. It's not easy, and I wish I had someone to like take my hand and tell me, okay, Martina, this is the route you have to go. No, I had to experience it myself, and now I'm like, okay, you know, I'm still in the journey. I'm not there yet. I'm still discovering myself, and the last days, y'all, I've been learning so much about me, because I was like, give me a minute. I know I'm not perfect, but did I mess up this big? I mean, I'm reflective. Did I mess up this big in the past? Oh my days. But it is what it is. And it is so important that you get to know yourself in order to move forward in life. And this is the start and the purpose of this series. And I just really hope and pray that this message got to you, that you took something out of it, and that you actually start implementing. Please don't just consume YouTube videos like it's a Netflix series. Get into action. Get into action. really. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this, see this, reflect about it, whatever. Hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload the next time. You're so loved, and thank you again for your time. Until next time, guys. Bye!